Hello, it's Carol welcoming you to my studio. I've had an urge to make some journals. And so, I decided, I want to make a journal. I said, silly girl, why don't you, while you're at it, make 3? And that's what I'm going to do. At this point, I have picked my covers and the inside pages for them. I'm going to be working on this one first because I'm completely in love with this. So here is what I have picked. The paper clips are there because I had to cut it to make sure that the edges were even. And so hypothetically, maybe it will continue, but right now, this is the first. I took a piece of my own paper that from a few years ago, and I scanned it and printed it. So that will be in here. A piece of this absolutely gorgeous resume paper that works wonderfully with watercolors for those of you who are interested. I'm sharing one of these triptych fold-outs in each one of them. A page from a color book. A piece of eco-dyed paper. A page from my humongous flower book. A piece of straw paper that I just recently got from Rachel at Roxy Creations. This is from Italy. A piece of off-white cardstock. A piece of avocado dyed paper, and another piece of my original journal page. So this would be the center. And let's see, going back, I don't know what we have back here on this. This is to the back, although I could put that, I think I might turn that around. And this is the entire paper. I'm thinking that I might scan these and share them on as a digi, but that's beyond my list to do between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. So we have that, and what's the back of the, I wanted to show you the back of the flower paper. Just a short tear on that piece, that gorgeous poppy. So that is the inside of this journal. And then this one, I'm going to be using white liner papers for the cover here because of the white here. And then this will be the actual journal page. Here's something from that flower book. They're all similar. A piece of cardstock, very lovely off-white, very, very, very pale pink. Here is a piece of coffee-dyed paper, a piece of pink cardstock, a piece of avocado paper, white cardstock, and the fold-out, and a piece of green cardstock in a watercolor design, and a piece of eco-dyed paper, and in the center of this one I'm going to have yellow to bring out the yellow here, and the green, of course, because there's a lot of green in that cover. So this one is going to be number 2, and this one I'm using a piece of this paper for the inside covers. And then this book has some of the cardstock, some of my flower book, some painty paper, the triptych, some mauve. Of course, there is some violet here. So a piece of mauve paper, a piece of straw paper, color book, and as you can see, they are all similar in idea. And this one, I'm going to leave this one white in the center also. So this one, right now, I'm going to start to play on the, let me put these out of harm's way. I'm going to start to play in this one. And the first thing that I want to do here is to attach this cardstock that I have picked from one of my pads. And don't ask me now, because I do take the covers off the pads, and I just put the paper away in my drawer. So I wish I had more information, but I don't. Sorry. And here for the back. So let me get out my old standby, and let me get this. Let's get this down. Fabri-Tac to the ready here. There we go. And here. It goes. As you can see, I did some stitching on the edges, just because I wanted to. And my sewing machine was out, which of course is a given. I wish I had room to have it out all the time, but has to get prepared a little bit, but that's all right. See if I can give this a little bit more of a tug while I still can. There we go. And give this cover a little bit more heft. Alrighty. I do hope that you are enjoying the start of your week. There we go. And over just a little bit, and up. Up it goes. Excellent. Excellent. This little journal is going to be sewn, and I've already picked out my what I'm going to use for that, and I'm still thinking about the cover. I'm not going to do too much. This is supposed to be a journal for journaling and adding creativity to, so there we go. Alrighty, so now that will go in there. Let me leave that over here to dry. And I was thinking that I'm going to leave this white also here, but I thought I might make some pockets here for pretties. Okay, let's see. That one might look nice there. And let's do that one up to right there, and over to right there, and I'm going to cut. I will be right back. So as you can see, I got my 2 pockets ready. This one is going to go here, this one here, and then I thought I would experiment using one of these brushes with StazOn because it's, the color is olive green, and I think it will work nicely with the green that is here. So let me just have a little trial over here of StazOn on the edges. Oh yes, just the slightest bit. Just the slightest bit will work. I want to put a little bit on the edge here, and just the slightest bit here. Just to take some of the, I'm loving it, but then I'm convinced that these brushes are miracle makers. Just miracle makers. Yes, better. A little more right there on that side. Okay? And there isn't too much here. So there are those 2, and of course, is the top. Well, I just guess I can't not do it. Let's get this over here. No, out of harm's way. And some sort of something. Whoops. Some sort of something from the large. Oh, and this is my new toy. It's a Paper Studio product that I got at Hobby Lobby for 50, and I believe they were 50% off. Either Hobby Lobby or Michael's, 50% off. And I'm loving it. Now, what will go with this design? Nope. Ooh. How about just some leaves? How about just some leaves? If I kept them pale enough. Let's see if we are going to like that. Let's see if we're going to like that. Let's just... Don't want to make any of this too dark because this would be a lovely place for journaling. Maybe a little bit more. Let's see what happens. I'm thinking yes, and maybe even a little bit more depth at the bottom of the leaves. Well, it's almost 12:30, and I must stop now because I have an appointment. And as soon as I get back, I will be back with you. I hope you will be joining me. Well, I'm thinking, as you can see with the cherry pink, that I might want to try that. Mix a little bit. And why not? The point of our art is to have fun and to answer the great question in art: what if? What if I do this? What will happen? And then living dangerously and throwing yourself off the precipice. Now let's get some green going, and a little bit more depth down here at the bottom. Let's see what we have thus far. Ah, yes, okay. Okay. And I'm wondering if I don't want to add a little bit more of a leaf right in there to go off the side of the page. Easy does it, and careful, Carol. Does that help? Yes, it did. Okay, now on the back, I'm going to want it to do this. I hope all of you have had decent weather. We've had some more misery here in our cities with water damage, and we're expecting a bit of rain here in northeast Florida, but not any more than we would usually get. And now, let me clean this brush, and all that it takes is that, until I don't see any more green. And then, no, maybe I'll just, let's see. I just had another thought pass through. And that one on the back. In fact, I think, no, I just had a brainstorm. The inside. Oh yes, a little more But here I could add, would leave this as a journaling spot. Now, this is so rewarding because I can have a little fun on the page and add to it, and then it can be written right over. Okay, so that one there, and then I'm just going to tip it about this way. Okay, doesn't want to quite do that, does it? Well, that's not being cooperative. Because if I turn it over, this will mark, because of the nature of this, oh, this is StazOn and not Distress ink. Let's see if it's possible to turn this over with no problem. Let's give it a good rub. Nothing. Yay. Okay. So, turn it over, Carol. It makes a difference. It does make a difference. It's certainly, these brushes, for an area this big, I probably could have used one of the big ones, but I just grabbed one and wanted to try, and then I didn't put it back, so I've given myself probably more work than I should have. I'm sure you're sitting saying to me, Carol, why didn't you use a larger brush? You have them, you know. Yes, I do. Let's see. Alrighty. Now playtime. I'd recently found out that these work very, very nicely when layering. Let's see how this is going to do. Oh yes, this works. Okay, let's see what we can do now. I just want to add tiny bits of, just a suggestion of pink here and there, just to bring out the colors. Okay, let's try that now. There, and maybe just a little bit here. Fingers crossed. yes. Yes, yes. Where are we now? Where are we? There we are. And just a little bit up here. Just because we can. Alrighty. So now the pockets. Let's clean this. That's the back, that's the front. Line that up as best I can. Leaning a little bit towards the edge of the paper, not the fold. And so now what? Let's have a look. And I'm wondering what the center of this journal was. Okay, what is in the center? Ah, yes. Well, now, maybe I'll do some stamping on this one. I have one in mind. I have to go and dig deeply. I'll be right back. This is the stamp that I have picked because I thought it worked so well with the focal flowers. And so I used it on this rather fine resume paper that also works beautifully with watercolor. And I love the little bit of a ghost you get on the inside, which I think is quite sufficient there. And then I thought, since I had this piece of cardstock towards the center of the signature, I'll give it one more go so as not to overdo. Oh, love it. Okay. Love it, love it. Right. And one more. One more back here. Following the 5-second rule, which does seem to make a difference with stays on. Okay, now that is in here, in front of the straw paper. And let's see where we are now. I have to think about what is going to happen there, but this is the next page. And white background. I'm going to leave this for complete play, but white back on that paper. What to do? I think I might want a little bit more depth of color. I'm having a think. I'll be right back. Found my paper stencils, the package that I got at year before last in the summer that I got at A.C. Moore, and they are the most useful. And I think I just feel like playing, so I'm going to. I picked pink quartz and cardinal red for the flower to work with this, and some of my much loved stone wedge green and forest green for the 2 shades of for the leaves. So let's have our pink first. And I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. Keep my fingers over this one because that's a leaf. Yes, that's a leaf. Yes, that's a leaf. Okay. And here we go. I want this to be mottled and relaxed. That means I'm relaxed, because this is the absolute best possible therapy, is to play with stencils. Okay, that's got to be green. Yes. Okay. And that's a leaf. That isn't. Okay. That's the outer level of petals. And this little flower is going to be darker. At least that's the way I see it now, and I can't change my mind too easily with stenciling. Okay. Let's try now. That calm down. Let's have some green background here now. And here. And here. this one. And this bit over here. Boom. Well, let's do a quick look before we go to round 2. That's giving that page some color, isn't it? It's doing its stencil job. Now, some of that has to be mixed with that to get that. More pink. More pink. I'm mixing palette colors to get the idea here. I think that might be a little strong. Let's lighten that up a little bit. Now the center, by rights, should be darker. Base of these flowers, just a little bit here. Just a little bit on those. Let's see what we have now. We're just not going to do much more there. Let's have a little darker color now up here. Carefully, carefully. Carefully, carefully. Yes. Now, a little bit of green. Let's darken up this green a little bit. Lighten it up again. And cover-ups. Cover-ups. Alrighty. Cover-ups here. And here. And here. And we'll put it down here. just the lightest bit. And I'm going to make a green statement over here. Don't like it, I can always go back over it. Fingers crossed again. Just something for the back of that page. There's the green, there's the green, more green. Let's get back and put just a little bit around the edge here. All right, and these are finished. Out of the way. Stays on. Brush. Just a little bit here. Just a little softening. Such a small thing. And I think that is going to be it for today. I was using a cutter that needed its blade replaced, and it shows on the paper. Better. Where are we? Let's see what has happened today. Right, that, and those. Oh, was this the middle? Was this the middle? No, that's not the middle. Okay, that was in here. So we have a bit of progress been made here. I'm going to clean up, and then we'll have a look, and maybe plan and think about what we can do as we go on. So we've had a nice start on this journal. We've put in the cover inside pages to give this a little bit more heft, and then done this front, going to have a pocket in here, a little bit of stenciling, some stamping, and we've brightened up the back of this piece of my art. So next time we have some more white backs that need seeing to. And particularly something in here. I'm just wondering if I shouldn't do it like this. I think so. So, if you have enjoyed today's video, I would appreciate you giving me a thumbs up, leave a comment, because I do try to answer all of them, and I would appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Bye now.